Well, hello friends, if you are joining, thank you very much. Welcome to the second, as promised, stream from Prefect 99. You see a SAT stand 125. Did we pull on stand 125? I think we did. Backseat back. Maybe it was 126. Never mind, we're pretty much where we were. A little bit of company for company, and there's a couple of others. It's not looking horrifically busy. There's a few shuttles all the way up from Heathrow and Gatwick on their way up to Edinburgh, so we might not end up with those delays. Glasgow's our alternate, although we could go to Prestwick. Prestwick was the auto, but I thought Glasgow might have better coverage. Anyway, we're going to Edinburgh. I suppose we could have gone to Prestwick because I don't think we actually flown in there properly, although I suppose Ryanair did. So as the alternate, it would have been quite good. As I said in the description, our trip fuel is 1.9 tonnes, 200 kilo contingency, our alternate of Glasgow 965, and a final reserve of 955. And we've got 3.7 tonnes, an hour and 30 minute reserve. My bladder probably wasn't that long. So that should take care of any delays. It's quiet here at Dublin, there's no ATC online, but we'll very rapidly end up the Scottish FIR. So we'll at least have somebody to talk to, and that's when we get to ROTEV. That is the FIR boundary. So without further ado, why don't we get started up? There's no real rush, but I'm not really going to hang about, to be honest. So let's hop into the mighty Zibo mod. Battery can come on, as can the ground power. Got all the lights on. There's the IRS aligning. Lamp can come on. Everything's set. No, not going to bother checking. Cross feed pumps off. Lights off. PU's off. Ground power is on. Cabin both on. Lights set as we like them. Cooling normal. Seatbelt. All the signs are off. Wipers are parked. Engine starts off. Igniter's right. Not technically the first start of the day for us, but we'll been shut down for long enough. Hydraulic pumps, light control spoiler caution's gone out, anti-ice off. Heat power test, so the bulbs will work. Heat test. Auto, trim air on. Set the cabin as you like. I'm going to pop the packs to auto. So there's nothing supplying them, and the heat can stay off. Our cruise is 250. And it's 136 feet above sea level at Edinburgh. Logo on because it's linked. And that's the initial overhead done. I'm going to set the MCP because I know it's 0 leaving here. Auto brake RTO. It's on. Test came on. On one. The hydraulic pressure, there it is. We've got a gauge, the standby attitude indicator. I imagine in reality that bounces round a bit more, just like the real ones. It's checked, the brakes set, spoiler is checked up. I did set that to 2000, you saw me. There you go, the floods and the lights are on. Set the radios up later, but certainly audio wise they are correct. And we might as well load up the aeroplane. So we have 165 packs. 2037. We'll put blend rear hold. Getting us to take off there. That's an interesting one. That bounce around. 0 fuel weight. There must have been a little bit of a delay there, hasn't it? Seen that before. And fuel wise, we are going to take 7920.
Ground flight deck hose is connected and starting.
An obscene amount of fuel for what is a 46-minute flight. We're probably not going to need it. We couldn't have taken much because the estimated landing weight on arrival is 64 tons. We could have taken 2.4 more because the max landing weight is 66.4. So this goes to show you don't necessarily want to top the aeroplane up completely to the top regardless. And something like the Phantom is a lot easier to see why that could be disadvantageous, carrying extra fuel. So let's jump into the FMC. Model, correct engines, correct nav data. Stand 125, I have it down. To be honest, it probably would have been quicker to type that in because all we're doing is going to ROTEV Papa 600 to TUNSO and then TUNSO Echo. So let's pop that in. It's going to be 06. Not sure what transition we're going to get. I doubt it's going to be those, because I think we will end up going to the hold. Going to the hold at Tartan. Probably with a direct route. Taller, Tartan, put the hold in at Tartan. Holding over Citra with, okay, that's the other end. Given holds elsewhere, and you do have to be prepared and ready to write them in. So 170, that's fine. I'm going to leave that like that for the moment. Tidy it up a bit later. There's 28 left here at Dublin. To ROTEV. And I think that's just a difference in category of aircraft. Select the 1 Alpha, which is simply the NDB 029 chart, which I can up. Don't even know why that's there, to be honest, because there's no restriction on it. MSAs are the Dublin VOR, which we pop in, and that's those done. We've got 58.3. Of course, that means we're going to be taking off with, we're just under them. Still loading up the fuel, so we can pop the plan in of 7. That's wrong. 7 point there. Our reserves are 2.1. 250 is our cruise. Top of climb wind is 276. At 33, the forecast descent is probably a little bit moved, but we'll pop it in anyway. 200 should work. It does, it's quite clever. The arrival QNH, we're expecting 998. Oh, 0 turn time.
Ground flight deck fuel is all loaded up and you are good to go.
Not you cheeky monkey, we're a little bit short. We've been stiffed. Oh well, we're not paying. And just level at 998. It is 6,000. And at 998.75. Pop these forecasts in. 19517. At 020015. 19514. DP done. So when it comes to our MSAs for departure, it's Dublin. We're going to pop in Way 06 for our arrival. And I'm going to put 5 again, assuming that it's an IMC. Update that once we check the weather. Because, what have we got? Overcast 1.8, it's not bad actually. Greater than 10k. 8k, light rain, broken at 1.4, prop 30 tempo, 4,000 in rain, broken at 800. So we'll leave that. You can disregard prop 30 tempos, I think in most operations manuals, and it's the uniform whiskey NDB for the MSAs. So let's pop that in. NDB Edinburgh. Done. So for departure, we need 368. For arrival, departure, we need 6. Got the Dublin VOR. There you go, there's still a fair amount of traffic here. So I'm on 135, that's fine. We're going straight ahead to 278 anyway. Then for the departure, 026 is what I'm going to put over here, even though that isn't off the nav aid. And that's that. As we'll start the flight boarding. How about that?
Round to cockpit, plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you are ready.
Good-o. So, do we need any other nav aids? No, we don't. 8. Tala VOR. 341 for the Edinburgh NEB. Which is what the MSAs for the arrival are based off of. Okay, tune these up. We're on our way. Expecting 06. Caution. Because there's something in center tanks. No, just because I got pumps off fine. Okay, there's no one to give us departure ATC.
Traffic, Ryanair 5776, station by stand 123, truck release flight Bravo Delta.
Get the weather. It's 1900. The wind is variable. 02 knots, so I think 28 would be preferred. View at 1,700 feet. Broken 600. Temperature 8, 2.6, 995. There you go, that'll do. So we're going to be straight ahead, right to 026, and then it's essentially just straight all the way, en route, potentially expecting some holes. There seems to be a little traffic heading north. So, let's have a look at the takeoff performance, shall we? I'm just downloading it. Degrees, wind is effectively 0. 28 left. Alpha's closed, that's not going to matter, we're going to go down to the bay. Dry runway, and I think 66.2, our estimated is 65.9. 66 point takeoff. Probably going to give us flap 1. Let's give us flap 5, 26.34. That's an interesting number. Stop margin of 186. So, dry runway, flap 5, 26, assumed temperature 4. 8 degrees, that's correct, 26.34, flap 5. Gives us 2451. Pop that in a moment, just realised I've been looking down, 1800 for minimum. So 26. 34 drops us to climb 2. Flap 5. 475 again on the trim. Close enough. And the V speeds I have 137. 139. I have 1.6, so I'll take 1.7. thrust reduction is at 15. Wanted. The acceleration is at 3 at Dublin. Corresponds anyway with a bit of that. Nice, hey, thanks for joining. Excellent. So, that's all that set. Distance looks correct. Fuel on arrival 6 tons. That's about right if we can get the hold. I am expecting that we're going to get a hold and we'll get some en route holds. So I'm going to put the top hold in. And top is 015 left. Knows it's there for some reason. It says at 7. Oh, that's fine. Max 230 is fine. Leg distance is 3.5 miles. So I am going to put that hold in. Now that ton, hold a ton. Then 406, 4000, 5 DME. The locator glide slope intercepts 1630, check. 06, the vector first approach. 089061, which we can sort out in the cruise. You did it this morning. So firstly, I'm well, thank you guys. I hope you are too. You did it this morning. We are looking at 06 arrival. So the weather at Edinburgh is 080 at 6 knots. And that was at 1720, overcast at 1800 feet. Okay, visibility, temperature 4, dew point 3, 998. The forecast is between 18 and 18, so today and tomorrow, 080 at 7 knots, 10k visibility scattered, speed broken at 2500. Tempo between 18 and 24 today, 8000 meters, main broken at 400. Prop 30 tempo between 18 and 24 of 4000 meters, rain broken at 800. And that's a prop 30, so 30% chance for half the period between 18 and 24 for no greater than an hour each time. But the wind is pretty steady. So I don't know if X-Plane will model that very well, to be honest. So yeah, unless it's wet, friction-wise, I don't know about performance. But yes, I mean certainly in reality, it's a bit like you looking out though the roads are so slightly. So pretty much good to go, to be honest. Take full runway. We need that because of the stop margins. As ROTEV, you can see it's a very short trip. It'll be a good trip, and hopefully it's going to be. So, I hope you can see everything. I tend to leave the dome light on because otherwise I know it's relatively dark on the stream. And we should be pushing at 3.0, so why don't we get APU started? And I've forgotten the pump again. So let's pop one of those on. Doesn't matter which one, just any one from that tank. If you look at the fuel diagram, see why. Is there any? Give some check. I think it's just departing. I'm going to assume it works. Dangerous. A lot of times though, what can you do? Departing somewhere with no radio, and you've got no other aeroplanes in the vicinity, there's not a lot you can do apart from just hope the radio works. Yeah, certainly if I turn the dome light off, it just gets a bit dark, and then you've got to turn these up, which I think actually hit the performance a little bit more. Obviously you wouldn't have that on humanity. You just have some very dim lighting to enable you to see everything. Anyway, there's the APU. Turn that on, I'm going to shut cargo hatches. Cabin secured. Then we'll get loaded up. Of course, before start you can run through this checklist to make sure and Virtual Ryanair have this that you can print out as well if you wish to print it for yourself. So we're just waiting for 3 minutes to take the 8. Then we'll get hitched up and ready to go. There is nobody about. Company traffic's pushed. There's a couple of aircraft over on the other stands, which we might see. Flight director on to my side. Could use that as a trigger for anything, I suppose. So we'll push back to this point, Bravo, said Bravo, but could have been wrong though. We'll taxi out along the Foxtrots down to the end. Orchard 28 left variable. It's coming in this way anyway. Good. I would have thought the preference would have been 1-0. Lighter on approach. Takeoff. Yeah, good old Edinburgh. We've done circuits there before. It's been fun. So let's hope that it does pick up. Like I say, I've got the paper ready. Oh. Anyway, have got PU running. Let's get the airplane shut.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
How are the old frame rates doing? Pretty good. We've got no autofocus this night, and I have put on Skyscapes on performance. So fingers crossed that works. Dublin traffic, Ryanair Delta X3 radio check. Thanks. Good. Does work.
Dublin traffic, this is Shamrock.
Nothing.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed.
Dublin traffic,
Ready to
Shamrock
connect.
27 Golf, 6 mile from 2 hours.
Well, at least he made the effort to call, which is useful. Now departure, you can see the Oscar Echo NDB is in flyover waypoint. Coded. I don't think you can do that yourself, you can't. Make flyover. Seems strange that you can't, I mean, just like /F would just do it. I just don't think it's something that I suppose nor would you necessarily want to because of the way it throws the aeroplane.
So connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Good, so we are good to go. You see the checklist says out off. Depending on where you are, they may want transponder use on the ground of mode S, no RA. Or potentially even out on. Either way, transponder usage is certainly in my mind. Anyway, let's get the beacon up. Pumps are on. There's a whiff of fuel in the centre. We're not in ideal conditions of immediate departure. Okay, they're over there behind us. Coming in traffic, Rhino 7 Delta X-ray, pushing back, stand 1-2. So, brakes off.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
1830, we got 7.8. Oh, that was a bit keen. It's a little bit of a long push actually, so let's just leave that on just for a few moments. You don't necessarily need to push, start the engines up straight away if you've got a long pushback. Of course they're going to use a lot more fuel than the APU does by itself. Feels about right, so let's start engine number 2. Oh, I think Shannon's just come. I think he wants to give us 0 right. That will require a wee plan.
Ryanair 5776, contact Scottish Control on 135.525, bye-bye.
Scottish 135.5,
Big set.
Ryanair 57.
Disconnecting tow, stand by.
And we'll start engine taxi out with a single, since we've got some planning to do.
Welcome on board for Ryanair flight. May we have your attention while we point out some of the safety features on this Boeing 737-800 aircraft. Please bring your headphones during the
Got tons of fuel. Let's start engine number 1. It's one less thing to worry about. Let's do it old school. To the ATIS. Which isn't working.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal will be on the right. We'll
Still
see
in the
you
wrong
next
spot.
time and have a great flight.
And because I was mucking about, there we go, I didn't put the fuel on, so get distracted. Stick with the job you're doing.
Ryanair 46 Charlie Papa, flight level 340. Ryanair 46 Charlie Papa, Shannon Control, good evening, set squawk 6676. 6676, 46 Charlie Papa.
Anyway, we've got 2 stable engines, we're going to have to reboard performance. Which we might as well do on stand.
266, contact Scottish Control on 135.525, bye-bye.
Scottish at 135. Transition level 70. Wind calm. Visibility 10 kilometers clouds. View at 1,700 feet. Broke at 2,600 feet. Temperature 8. Dew point 6 QNH 995. Nosing. Advise on initial contact. You have information Alpha. This is IDW information Alpha. At time 1900 Zulu, expect ILS approach runway 28 left in use, runway 28 left in use. Transition level 70. Wind calm.
That's fine.
Visibility 1.
It's not what his scripter says.
Ryanair 46 Charlie Papa, identified, cleared, FATAL 1 Romeo, arrival landing runway 16, when ready descend flight level 250.
The Papa 1 Romeo 416, when ready, flight level
And now
250, right
tower's on.
Flight mode may be used throughout the flight. Select flight mode now. Laptops must be stored in cabin baggage and the diffusion residue or
Oh, if only we'd just waited. Never mind. So, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Let's do the flow.
Thank you for your attention. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy your flight.
Get ourselves sorted out before we worry about anything else. Hunters would have been getting cold in the back there. Set flap. Haven't been cleared. We'll do those checks and then we are effectively good to go. Gonna do the flight controls while the flaps are travelling. Flaps have travelled. Flight controls are checked. Engines on. And we've got squawk etc. to check. Yeah, it will, which is good, but it's just bad timing for me. Generators on, no lights, AP turned off, start switches continuous, probeats on, anti-ice not required initially, packs auto, leads on, isolation valve auto, flap 5 required, 5 set, we've done the performance. If we change runway we redo that, stab trim 475, 475 set. Start levers 2 idle D10, flight control is checked, we're good to taxi. What I am going to do is pop these pumps on, just up, maintaining fuel in the centre there. This thing to worry. Dublin Tower, good evening, Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray.
Runner 7 Delta X-ray, good evening, Tower.
Apologies, bad timing, sir. We have just pushed off stand to 125 and we'd like to request out departure clearance to Edinburgh, please.
No problem at all, you're clear to Edinburgh, ROTEV 1 Alpha departure, runway 28 left, squawk 6637, airborne frequency, channel control 131.15.
Cleared to Edinburgh, ROTEV 1 Alpha departure, runway 28 left, squawk 6637, departure frequency 131.15, Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray.
Runner 7 Delta X-ray, taxi feedback right, call for taxi.
Wilco, Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray. So, 6, 3, 7. So nothing has changed. Frequency's set. We are good to go. No performance need to worry about. Don't have to replan any. Happy days. We're checked. I've got the charts. Got the departure. Here we go. Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray. Request taxi.
Runner 7 Delta X-ray, taxi straight ahead, link 5, Papa 1, enter left runway 1634, hold short runway 28 left.
Taxi link 5, Papa 1, enter 1634, hold short 28 left, Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray. So those can come off because those tanks are empty. We have been cleared to taxi. We are clear to the left, clear to the right. The transponder. Switch to standby to change the code. Whatever could happen to do brakes off. Configs checked. Straight ahead, entering the runway. Other end. The radar on. Have been cleared.
Dublin Tower, good evening from Lufthansa 7 Bravo Whiskey 8320, information Alpha requesting clearance please. Lufthansa 7 Bravo X-ray, good evening, cleared to Frankfurt, after departure, fly runway heading flight level 90, runway 28 left, squawk 6670, and airborne frequency, channel control 131.15.
Should we set
7 Bravo
on departure?
Cleared for the runway heading, climb 90, 28 left, and the squawk 6670, departure frequency 131.15.
It'll be quick.
Lufthansa 7 Bravo X-ray, back correct.
Have been cleared.
Lufthansa 8 Romeo Victor, release point Foxtrot 320, information Alpha request clearance to Frankfurt.
Lufthansa 8 Romeo Victor, good evening. You're cleared to Frankfurt, runway 28 left.
I think it's 95 degrees.
6660. Airborne frequency, channel control 131.15.
I just like to be able to have the course visible on that side. It seems to work quite well. Been cleared to enter. It's not an active runway. Cleared to enter. In reality, it's shut.
Approaching 3-4.
Push stop, please. Lufthansa 7 Bravo X-ray, push to start approved. Face south, QNH 995 hectopascals. Push to approved, facing south and QNH 995 hectopascals. Lufthansa 7 Bravo X-ray.
On runway 16, 900 meters remaining.
So we'll head our way down here. Not been cleared yet. We will manage our initial climb. Accelerate at 3, straight ahead, right turn after the NDB, direct ROTEV effectively. And we pull main until passing 2000 and then contact London. Yeah, well don't forget I've got a much wider monitor, so unless you've got a 21:9 monitor, you won't be able to have the whole MCP visible.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
Okay, 5-5, auto brakes RTO 717, and the trim is correctly set.
Runner 7 Delta X-ray, surface wind 190 degrees, 4 knots, runway 28 left, clear for takeoff. Have a good flight.
Good for takeoff, thanks very much, have a happy new year. I'll truck straight, bye.
You too.
So, he's cleared us to go. No one's seen. Down to 10
Approaching
knots.
28 left.
And we're on time. And remember, we don't want to hang about.
On runway 28 left.
As I'm rolling takeoff, it's going to be 90, let's call it 43, shall we? Power, Toga, time 22. Keeping the aeroplane straight with rudder, or at least trying to. Feeding nuts, look down, check it's the same speed, release the forward pressure. See if we're going to use most of the runway. Hands off. I didn't hear a rotate call, but that could have just been me.
Positive rate.
Gear up. Confirm that positive rate. We're going to maintain 15 degrees.
400.
100 LNAV. Command A. Switch passing 2. Is the thrust reduction? Shannon, good evening, Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray. Passing altitude 2,200, climbing flight level 90, ROTEV 1 alpha.
Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray, Shannon Control, good evening, identified climb now, flight level 230.
Climb flight level 230, Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray. So, there is no restriction, nothing to clear. There's 3. Reluctant to do anything more.
323, descent flight
Up.
level 90.
Descent 90, 323.
Airplane's a bit sluggish, positive trend above the carrot front. Cloud, I don't know, so pop that on. can't tell. Passing flap 1, flap up. Now the aeroplane should start to turn in a moment. You can see there's a lot going on, so it is worth running it in. Flaps up, no lights will break off.
Shamrock 476, descent flight number 70.
The aeroplane as it is, there's the turn.
Ryanair 46 Charlie Papa, descent to altitude 5,000 feet, course QNH 995, thank you, Pascal.
5 density, Ryanair 46 Charlie Papa.
026. Can't see anything, so I'm just assuming that we're now set.
Shamrock 476, turn right setting 010 degrees.
010 degrees, Shamrock 476.
Take a little increase in speed there. Let's check that they're staying on. Crew out. And it's pressurizing. So 135. 2 is next, got that set. Yes, we're in and out of cloud, so it's on. In reality, with the lights on, you can probably see it spinning in front of you. So, it's now our final. Set for arrival.
Shamrock 323, descent flight number 70.
70, Shamrock 323, I've set it.
Arrival NDB set. There's the airplane accelerating. So we can put the lights off. The logo. Cabins, diffs almost at 4 cabins, it's nice and steady. Or pumps on.
Shamrock 476, descent to altitude 3,000 feet, WQNH 995, thank you, Pascal.
Punters out.
W3000 and the QNH 995, thank you, Pascal. Shamrock 476.
1089, the arrival ILS is set. Set 61 again. Update that if we do need to come back. 341, Edinburgh. Set that way round. And Tower is 113.
Ryanair 46 Charlie Papa, descent to altitude 3,000 feet, from bar cleared ILS approach runway 16, report established.
Centric DSC from bar cleared ILS 16, call established, Ryanair 46 Charlie Papa.
Tune identified.
Shamrock 3232, direct lap home.
Shamrock 323.
So I'm picking PH80s, which is odd. Towers online. Liverpool, Manchester. Let's tune it.
QNH1, the current on the QNH 909 5, that's down.
Advise aircraft response first contact.
Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray contact Scottish on 135.525 feet.
Scottish 135.525, thanks for the service. You had a good Christmas and have a happy New Year. Right, let's see if it goes straight line.
Landing operator.
Scottish Control, hello, beeline 5 Echo Delta at 90.78.
So it's Echo, I'm just getting this out of the text.
Control, good evening, the cargo 246, flight level 320. Cargo jet 346, Scottish, roger, and other station calling.
Beeline 5 Echo Delta.
Beeline 5 Echo Delta, Scottish, hello, input 1 Echo, arrival flight up.
Input 1 Echo arrival, beeline 5 Delta.
Terminating your flight level 173.
Scottish, good evening, Ryanair 7 at Delta X-ray, passing flight level 187, climbing flight level 230, ROTEV 1 Alpha.
Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray, hello, TUNSO 1 Echo, arrival for Edinburgh, climb flight level 250.
TUNSO 1 Echo, climb flight level 250, 7 Delta X-ray.
Ryanair 8 Tango Victor, Contact Shannon, 131.150.
Once, twice, 3 times. Goes off.
Flight number 340, bound to PD and west.
Hop 299, hello, and go ahead with your request.
Can we hold on to the bait on
200.
place for
6 and a bit.
30 minutes?
Cabin's at 4.
What do you want to hold, sorry?
And that's full check.
Hop 299, that's not going to be possible because I've got aircraft behind you, but if you want to hold at another waypoint, then you're more than welcome to.
Perfect, we'll go ahead. Let's suggest that they have high hop turn line.
Okay, just one question. What flight level do you want to hold low or do you want to hold high?
If I can hold low, it's going to be better. We need to burn some fuel. We plan to turn around, but it's not going to be possible because of time.
Hop 299, roger. I'm going to ask someone and I'll get back to you.
Thank you very much. I hope to
Northern 2612.
Message Northern 2612.
Northern 2612, hello, descend when ready, flight level 260, level by input.
Descent level 260, when ready to be level by input, Northern 2612. Scottish Control, good evening, easy 947 Romeo, flight level 380.
Ryanair easy 947 Romeo, Scottish Control, hello, roger.
So we've got Echo, that may change. It's 97, so we can't take that. Take that with descent forecast as well. 75, nothing else can change there.
320,
Channels 8 Mike, Scottish Control, good evening, roger, expect to report 1 correction, expect input 1 Echo arrival for Edinburgh.
Edit 1 Echo, shuttle 8 Mike.
So 06, range of 30 initial.
Contact Scottish Control 126.3.
So I've just set that on standby, so that helps. We can put as much of this in as we know, 97. And then, if we assume no delay,
1,000 to go.
700 off there, 64.3. And that probably assumes 1 lap around the hold.
Northern 2612, contact Scottish Control 126.3.
Say again the frequency, please.
Sorry, Northern 2612, speed 290 knots, and report your speed to Scottish Control.
So flat 40 might be a little bit better. Taxi.
Contact 126.3.
We've got to go right down to the end anyway.
Flight level 260, speed 290
so we might as well take 3. We're probably going to pull that past Charlie. But we'll see. There's no point standing on the brakes. It's only going to get better. It might bring it back a little bit. 2 would just about be legal. That's going to bring us to a stop right at the end of the runway. We're going to have braking capacity to spare. Aim for 2. Because we can always increase it. 152, yes, yes. 108.9. Yes, it's set to be available. And the minimums for the approach are 0. Good. 061. Hold, we can enter any other holds as necessary. That's it. So, short sectors are busy sectors. Time to really think about it. Expect vectors probably to roughly the approach position that we've got. We could put in a couple of points. Got them tuned.
Speed Scottish Control 126.3. B9 72 Bravo, request 10 minutes of Delta.
B9 72 Bravo, that is stand by on that. You're requested London on 133.7.
133.7, thanks so much. Bye-bye. Coast Control, good evening. Welcome 1243 speed, Mark 78, good visual flight number 286.
Yeah, Walker 1043, Scottish, Roger. And saying in your position.
Overhead,
Walker 1043, Roger, input 1 Echo, right from Edinburgh.
Input 1 Echo,
And Mop 299, sorry, was it you who wanted to hold?
Sorry, say that again for hold 299.
It was you who wanted to hold, correct?
Yeah, correct. Hold 299.
Well, I mean, we've briefed. We don't know how we're going to get there, but we're going to find the approach course.
Hello, 7379, Scottish Control, hello, climb, flight level 340. Caroline 414, Scottish Control, hello, Roger.
Just say Mike, Mike descent.
08 Mike descent, flight level 260, on conversion, reduce speed 290 knots.
Descent level 260 on conversion, speed 290 knots. Just say Mike.
Right, now 7 Delta X-ray, we'd also like to request descent if you want us flight level 170 at TUNSO.
Yeah, 8 descent, flight level 170, level 1 TUNSO.
We'll descend flight level 170 TUNSO, right now 7 Delta X-ray, thanks.
Mop 299, contact Scottish, reduce speed 126.3.
So if his plan was to keep us high for the holds, then we could get rid of that and it wouldn't matter. Hence why I gave the additional information there.
And the Delta 58 Scottish, good evening, confirm direct Apple.
Yes, sir, direct Apple, Delta 5.
The Delta 58, Roger, expect input 1 Echo, right.
Input 1 Echo arrival for Delta 58, thanks.
Shadow 8 Mike, speed to Scottish 126.3, goodbye.
Scottish 126.3, just set Mike, thanks for that.
Bye-bye.
It's a wee bit keen, we're a wee bit fast, we can sort that out.
I know, 7 Delta X-ray, contact Scottish Control 126.3, goodbye.
Scottish 126.3, thanks for the service, yes, yeah.
DJ Bite, break.
Hold at that, hold 299. Scottish, good evening, Sunset Mount, with you descended to flight level 300 for flight level 260, about a bend, input 1 Echo, speed 290 knots.
Delta 266, descent flight level 80.
Descent level 80, Delta 266.
Shuttle 8 Mike, Scottish Hello, descent flight level 200, reduce speed 260 knots.
Flight level 200, speed 260 knots, Shuttle 8 Mike.
Nortrans 2612, descent flight level 110.
Descent level 110 on still 6 knots.
Nortrans 2612, reduce speed 250 knots.
Reducing the speed 250 knots, still 6 knots.
Delta 266, maintain 250 knots.
Maintain 250 knots, Delta 266.
American 35 Tango, descent altitude 6,000 feet.
Struggling to call it.
QNH 999er.
QNH 999er, 6,000 feet, American 37 Tango.
Scottish, good evening, Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray passing at flight level 218, descending flight level 170, TUNSO.
Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray, Scottish Hello, roger.
Now, he hasn't cleared us for the arrival.
American 35 Tango, leave Tala.
The other guy did.
60 degrees.
Leaving Tala, heading 360 degrees, American 35 Tango.
Delta 266, confirm inbound target.
Entering the
Yeah, they're entering the holds.
266.
Happy
The
days.
target is still 9 miles to the northeast. Should be no need for the hold. Just fly heading 020 degrees, please.
020, Delta 266.
And Delta 266, report that heading to Edinburgh radar 121.2. Bye-bye.
Got that tuned.
Edinburgh radar 121.2, we'll report the heading, Delta 266, thanks.
So, cabin's descending, passing 2. Seatbelt signs on just yet. Checked. Water brake set. 1089 available. Sides we're using them. Go off the tower for the arrival.
EC78 Golf Lima, reduce
261.
speed 250 knots, descent flight level 110.
1630.
Nortrans 2612,
At
descent
the
flight level
DUB.
80.
68 tuned.
Delta level 80 on
Beeline 5 Echo Delta, reduce speed
Minimum's
250 knots,
310
descent flight level 110.
And we've got to be on the ball for the landing.
0, speed 250 knots,
Sure,
beeline 5
run
Delta.
over the end. Which we should. We've got ample braking capacity with all the brake 2. Ample spare
Shuttle 8
capacity.
Mike, descent flight level 180.
Delta 180, Shuttle 9.
EC459 rectal contact London control 133.7.
133.7, easy 459, Echo, have a good evening.
American 35 Tango, turn right heading 040 degrees.
Right, 040 degrees, American 35 Tango.
Nortrans 2612, contact Edinburgh radar
1,000 to go.
121.2, bye-bye.
What you went doing on our still sequence?
Hop 299er, descent flight level 180.
Descent 180, Hop 299.
EC78 Golf Lima, confirm inbound target.
Oh, that's a bit brutal. Look, it's going to be a bit of a brutal push.
EC78 Golf Lima, roger.
On the flight plan for the arrival you were given.
EC78 Golf Lima, to try to start navigating and put thrusters are back up.
EC78 Golf Lima, no, that's the case. Just flight turn left heading 180 degrees. Left heading 180 degrees.
Left 180 with the EC78 Golf, sorry about that. No problem. Close control, good evening, Walker 10435 level 260, inbound imped speed 260.
Walker 1043, Scottish, roger.
So you see we've got quite a long level segment. 40 miles to top of descent. Hence why I did say if they wanted us level at TUNSO, if they were filling the holds up higher than we were, and then there would be no point descending.
American 35 Tango, report the heading to Edinburgh radar 121.2, bye-bye.
121.2,
I don't know if you guys can see the other traffic out here.
EC78 Golf Lima,
Couple
continue left
faint
heading
ones.
09 or 0 degrees.
050 degrees, 70 Golf Lima.
Beeline 5 Echo Delta, descent flight level 80, reduce speed 230 knots.
Level 80, reduce speed 230, beeline
So if we do that, we're going to have to bring the speed
Hop
up.
299, confirm inbound to target.
Inbound fast, Hop 299.
Roger, and hold that target flight level 180.
Hold up 180.
Holding these higher than us.
Hop 299.
Interesting.
It's standard holding speed, please.
So that's max 230 So we bring it
Walker
back to clean
1043,
speed.
descent flight level 190.
Flight level 190.
It's a distance hold. Actually, when we're this high, it says max 230. That's
Square Control, good evening. Lufthansa 4 Uniform Yankee, descending to flight level 2 and correction flight level 320, flight level 260.
Lufthansa 4 Yankee Uniform Scottish, hello, reduce speed 250 knots.
Yankee 6 East 250 knots, Lufthansa 4 Uniform Yankee.
Beeline 5 Echo Delta, contact Edinburgh radar 121.2, bye-bye.
Radar 121.2, Beeline 5 Echo Delta, goodbye.
Hop 299, confirm inbound to Tartan.
Confirm Tartan, Hotel DL8, Tango Lima Alpha.
No, Tango Lima Alpha is Tala. I need you to go to Tartan as per your star that you were cleared on. Are you able to hold that Tala instead, Tango Lima Alpha?
Yeah, I'm able to hold Tango Lima Alpha. Sorry about that, Hotel
That's okay, just hold that Tala then. Shuttle 8 Mike, descent flight level 150.
Descent flight level 150, Shuttle 8 Mike.
DC-7 Golf Lima, receive on navigation direct Tartan, descent flight level 80.
Direct Tartan, follow this, 7 Golf Lima. Scottish, good evening, Lufthansa 58, follow level 260, 260 knots.
Lufthansa 58, Scottish Control, watcher.
Scottish, good evening, 806 Charlie, descending flight level 260, speed 260.
EC-806 Charlie, Scottish Control, roger.
So I've got the frequencies for town.
Shuttle 8 Mike, reduce speed 250 knots.
They're not far off of the frequencies on the plate.
EC-78 Golf Lima, turn left heading 010 degrees and then when able, low navigation to Tartan.
Left 010 degrees and on navigation.
The max hold is flight level 140, but of course I'll go out the window today. Fill that up. And it's a good thing we've
Speedbird
tons of
496
fuel.
is winning.
I'm also with you. Where are you?
I am 2,000 feet, just taking out off from runway 06.
Speedbird 496, roger, contact Scottish Control on 135.
Okay, 4 tons. That gives us 2 hours from now before we divert to Glasgow.
EC-78 Golf Lima, descent flight level 80.
Not quite 2 hours,
Lufthansa 58, descent flight level 190.
but it's a rough estimate. We've got at least an hour and 45 minutes.
EC-806 Charlie, reduce speed 250 knots, descent flight level 210.
Speed 250, descend flight level 210, Charlie.
EC-78 Golf Lima, descent flight level
There's
80.
the arrival, that's where we're heading. That's the hold I have already put in. I've left 3.5. Max 230. Speed back.
Lufthansa 4 Uniform Yankee, turn left heading 270 degrees for sequencing, descent flight level 200.
Descent 200 and heading 270, sequencing Lufthansa 4 Uniform Yankee.
EC-806 Charlie, turn left heading 290 degrees.
Left 290, EC-806 Charlie.
Hop 299, descent flight level 130.
Descent 130, Hop 299.
EC-78 Golf Lima, contact Edinburgh radar 121.2, bye-bye.
113, Golf Lima.
So Tartan brings us a long way back. As I said, I could create a custom waypoint. Maybe a 30-degree intercept, maybe with a base leg, or maybe they just take us straight to it.
Lufthansa 58,
But it's
turn
not
left
that
heading
much different.
290 degrees.
Left 290,
Might put that
Lufthansa 58.
intercept in.
Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray, descent flight level 130, redirect Tartan.
You sent flight level 130 direct top. Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray.
Lufthansa 58, reduce speed 250 knots.
250 knots, Lufthansa 58.
Walker 1043, descent flight level 180.
Flight level 180, traffic.
Ooh, that's a bit keen.
Phase that,
Back, shall
descending
we?
2170. Hop 299, flying 250 degrees. I will just vector you for the delay instead. Advise when you're ready to return towards Tartan.
Perfect. 250 degrees, now hop 200.
German cargo 180, contact Scottish Control 135, decimal 525, bye-bye. 135, German cargo 182. Walker 1043, descent flight level 170. Descent flight level 170, Walker 1043.
Ah, I just took out the hold, didn't it?
Lufthansa 58, descent flight level 170.
Flight level 170, Lufthansa 58.
Nice and easy.
Walker 1043, speed 250 knots, descent flight level 80.
Speed 250, descent flight level 8. 103, Lufthansa system might hold it itself.
I think it's
So I'm going to put that custom
Ryanair 7
waypoint.
Delta X to report airspeed.
Currently 268 knots indicated by this Delta X-ray.
Ryanair 7 Delta X, roger, speed 260 knots or greater for now.
260 or greater, Ryanair 7 X-ray. What was I doing? So I was doing 0,
Lufthansa 58, turn right, heading 310 degrees, descent flight level 160.
Right, 310 and down to flight level 160,
degree
Lufthansa
intercept.
58.
Did 211.
Lufthansa 4 uniform Yankee, turn right, heading 2905, descent flight level 170.
Descent 170 and heading 2905 for Lufthansa 4 unit Yankee.
Pop that in there.
Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray, descent flight level 80.
Descent flight level 80, Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray.
Walker 1043, contact Edinburgh radar 121.2, bye-bye.
Edinburgh radar 121.2.
That's maybe what we'll get. We'll see.
Lufthansa 58, turn right, heading 360 degrees, descent flight level 150.
Right, heading 360 and descent flight level 150, Lufthansa 58.
ECA 806 Charlie, turn right, heading 050.
Guys have got to really get the trails.
50, ECA 06 Charlie.
They've got to get that. Now, there's only a single runway at Edinburgh, so it's quite important to get all of the trails spaced well.
Scottish Control, good evening, Lufthansa 540 260.
Hello, Lufthansa 54 Juliet Scottish, descent flight level 220.
220, 540.
Lufthansa 58, turn right, heading 050 degrees.
Right, 050, Lufthansa 58.
ECA 806 Charlie, descent flight level 180.
Descent 180, ECA 06 Charlie.
Lufthansa 58, descent flight level 110.
Down to flight level 110, Lufthansa 58.
Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray, report the speed to Edinburgh radar 121.2, good evening.
Speed to Edinburgh 121.2, thanks for the service. Great. See you again soon, Mike. Delta X-ray.
Lufthansa.
Right, got Lufthansa ahead of 360 degrees, control 2 now, keep looking squawk. Walker 1043, squawk 3223.
3223 in the box, squawk 104.
Edinburgh radar, good evening. Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray, maintaining 268 knots.
Order 7 Delta X-ray, number radar, hello, start releasing speed 220 knots, leave Tarleton heading 360 degrees, vectoring ILS, runway 06.
Slow 220 and leave Tarleton heading 360 degrees, Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray.
Walker 1043, speed 220 knots, it's vectoring ILS, runway 06. 220 vectors for ILS 06. Unit 78 Golf Lima, speed 180 knots.
180 degrees, 78 Golf.
Walker 1043, turn left heading 240 degrees. Turn left heading 240 degrees, Walker 1043, range 32 miles, runway 06, descend to altitude 4,000 feet, QNH 997 hectopascal.
Check.
4,000 feet, QNH 997 hectopascal. All stations, Edinburgh broadcast, information Foxtrot, now current, information Foxtrot, turn around.
Which we should have given him.
And other station calling Sega.
But just give speed. Hoops on, lights coming on. Put those on just in case. One less thing to do. In ice. Or,
Easy
conditions that need it.
Turn right heading 025.
025, easy 7 Golf Lima.
That's VF1 outside control airspace, go ahead.
Golf Bravo Papa Kilo Mike, it's a PA28 VFR at 2,400 feet from the north, travelling from Aberdeen to Edinburgh with information Foxtrot, QNH 997, request join.
Golf Kilo Mike, Roger, squawk 0442.
So we'll keep that rate of descent
0442,
reasonable. Not too
Easy 78
dramatic.
Golf limit descent to altitude 3,000 feet, so on the heading cleared RLS runway 06.
That's gonna get us turning in.
And could you hit sorry please, easy 7 Golf.
Got our 5 and 10 mile rates.
025.
025, easy 7
We're
Golf.
gonna expect more of a downwind join.
Edinburgh radar, good evening, Lufthansa 58230 knots.
Lufthansa 582, Edinburgh radar, Roger, standby, break Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray, turn left heading 275.
Left heading 275 degrees, right, 7 Delta X-ray. As you can see, look, not far off.
Being on 5 Echo Delta, contact tower 118.7. 118.7,
That's
being on
okay.
5 Echo Delta, goodbye. Golf Kilo Mike, Roger, to basic service, remain outside control airspace for now, just due to control the work.
Basic service outside control airspace, Golf Kilo Mike.
Lufthansa 58 Edinburgh radar, vectoring ILS runway 06, speed 220 knots, and lead Tartan heading 360 degrees.
Expecting ILS 06, 220 knots, and lift Tartan, can you give us the heading again?
Lead Tartan 360 degrees.
Lift Tartan at 360 degrees, Lufthansa 5.
On a 7 Delta X-ray, your range is 30 miles, runway 06, descent to altitude 4,000 feet, QNH 997 hectopascals.
Send altitude 4,000 feet, QH 997 hectopascals, right, 7 Delta.
Easy 78 Golf Lima, speed 160 knots or greater until 40 knee.
160 knots or greater to 40 in the 70 Golf.
Easy 78 Golf Lima, contact tower 118.7 Cheerio.
118.7 Golf Lima 2. Edinburgh radar, good evening. Lift to the 4 Uniform Yankee on direct to Tartan with speed 230.
Yeah, look,
Lufthansa 4
it's not a bad intercept.
Yankee, Edinburgh radar, hello, lead Tartan 360 degrees, it's vectoring ILS approach runway 06.
Heading 360 degrees for vectoring Lufthansa 4 Uniform Yankee.
Walker 1043, turn right heading 335, base lake.
Turn right heading 335 at base lake.
Hannibal radar, American.
There's our 4,000 foot point, the intersect. So we're going to want to get that under control.
Transit altitude 4,000 feet, turn right heading 180 degrees.
See what we get. I don't think we can manage that.
Run at 7 Delta X-ray, turn left heading 210 degrees.
Left heading 210 degrees, right, 7 Delta X-ray. Okay, he's long as behind him then, in which case, back to 500.
Walker 1043, unable due to sequencing. Lufthansa 58, turn left heading 235.
Left heading 235, Lufthansa 5.
Easy 806 Charlie Edinburgh radar, sir, step you on there. It's a vectoring for an ILS approach runway 06, leave Tartan heading 360 degrees. Leave Tartan heading 360, easy 806 Charlie. Lufthansa 4 Uniform Yankee, turn right heading 030 degrees.
030 degrees, Lufthansa 4 Uniform Yankee.
So we're going to be a bit lighter.
1043, speed 180 knots, descent to altitude 3,000 feet.
Speed 180 knots, set altitude 3,000 feet, 1043.
VNav is useful as a tool to just give you an idea whether you're profile or not.
Lufthansa 58, range 30 miles, runway 06, descend to altitude 4,000 feet, QNH 997 hectopascals.
That's 4,000 feet and QNH 997, Lufthansa 58.
Runner 7 Delta X-ray, turn right heading tree 10, correction, tree 10 degrees.
Turn right heading tree 10 degrees, right, 7 Delta X-ray.
Lufthansa 4 Uniform Yankee, speed 220 knots.
Speed 220 knots, Lufthansa 4 Uniform Yankee.
American 135, we'll have to back to you around a bit as I have quite a stream incoming. Turn left heading 160 degrees.
Difficult to fit everyone back in.
Left to 160 degrees, American 35 Tango.
Walker 1043, turn right heading 040 degrees, cleared ILS runway 06.
Turn right heading 040 degrees, cleared ILS runway 06.
Golf Kilo Mike Edinburgh.
Golf Kilo Mike.
Golf Kilo Mike, clear to enter the Edinburgh control zone, routing County, Fallborough Bridge, not above altitude 2,000 feet VFR.
Clear to enter the control space, not above 2,000 feet VFR. Golf Kilo Mike.
Lufthansa 4 Uniform Yankee, turn left heading 230 degrees.
Heading 230 degrees.
Is that a 5 or a 3 mile?
Lufthansa 4 Uniform
3,
Yankee,
I guess.
range 32 miles, runway 06, descend to altitude
Jude,
5,000 feet.
identified.
QNH 997 hectopascal.
Set 5 knots, land 995 for the hectopascals for Uniform Yankee. 7 parallels, Hotel 99, flight level 100 for 80 inbound Delta.
Runner 7 Delta X-ray, speed 180 knots.
Speed 180 knots, runner 7 Delta X-ray.
Airhop 299er, Edinburgh radar, into the hold at Tarleton, delay less than.
Okay, we'll get speed break out for that. Flap 1.
No, we don't need no more holdings. We've got burning the fuel remaining, and we should be reaching Sunday for the Hotel 99.
Will we get away with 5s?
Airhop 299 negative, I need you to hold because I'm going to run out of airspace, so
No, we'll go flap 2. Apparently it has no practical application apart from today.
Enter the hold room, Captain. I hope to 99.
Walker 1043, speed 160 knots to 40 Indian.
160 to 4 knots, Walker 1043.
Golf Kilo Mike, enter control airspace, radar control, clearance limits, Kirk Liston, report to
VATSIM
field sites.
Please repeat, Golf Kilo Mike.
On the 7 Delta X-ray, turn right heading 030 degrees, descend to altitude 3,000 feet, cleared ILS runway 06.
Right, heading 030 degrees, descend altitude 3,000 feet, cleared ILS 06, runner 7 Delta X-ray. Okay, we can use VS to finesse now.
Lufthansa 58, turn right heading 310 degrees, base lake.
310 for base, Lufthansa 58.
Golf Kilo Mike, entering control airspace, radar control, clearance
Okay,
limits,
heading.
Kirk Liston, report to field
Approach
sites.
arm.
Report Kirk Liston and field insight.
750. Here we go on with the intercept. We will have to take flap 5. We've got flap 2, so
As we go.
Tango, turn right heading
lock arms,
245.
GS armed. Try 6.
5 American 35 Tango, and we just received the kind of message from tower to telling us
Localizer capture.
approach speed. Is that correct?
Negative, that will not apply to you, just continue on free speed.
Roger, thank you.
From the 58, speed 180 knots.
180 knots, Lufthansa 58.
DB-806, turn left heading 210 degrees.
210, ET806 Charlie. Walker 1043, 4.8 miles.
Walker 1043, Tower 118.75.
Established. Come on, quite slow.
DB-806
Missed us
Charlie.
3 anyway.
34 miles, runway 06, descend to altitude 5,000 feet, QNH 997 hectopascals.
Down to 5,000, QNH 997, ET806 Charlie.
Lufthansa 4 Uniform Yankee, descend to altitude 4,000 feet.
Set 4,000, Lufthansa 4 Uniform Yankee.
Runner 7 Delta X-ray, localizer correction, ILS established. 06.
Runway 7 Delta X-ray speed 160 to 4, contact tower 118.7, bye-bye.
160 until 4, tower 118.7. Thanks for the service, great event, run SM Delta X-ray, bye.
Lufthansa
2500.
turn right heading 030 degrees, descend to altitude 3000.
5,
Cleared ILS to runway 06.
struggle with 160.
Right heading 020, descend 3000 feet down, and cleared ILS 0.
Lufthansa 472, are we cleared for takeoff?
Tower, good evening, run S7 Delta X-ray established, ILS 067.5.
Right, 7 Delta X-ray, hello, continue approach, make Lufthansa 472, disregard. Walker 1043, contact, at the radar 12, correction. 121.2,
So
provide.
ignore that fixed ring.
121.2, Walker 1043.
Lufthansa 472, are we cleared for takeoff?
Negative, I'm just going to wait a bit long for the Walker, and then, so about 1 minute.
Roger, Lufthansa 472.
Okay, in which case, get gear down. Flap 15, 16. The glide slope is 1630.
472 is okay by Charlie.
Bingo, glide slope checked.
Lufthansa 472, vacate by Charlie.
There's 4 miles, so I'm going to configure early. 152.
Lufthansa 470, you can cancel that, vacate runway 06, so it's right, 2 knots, clear for takeoff.
Set, please make it
Lufthansa
immediate.
472, runway 06, cleared for takeoff, thank you.
The brake set, landing flap, gear down, 3 green. It's checked. Waiting on the landing clearance, and hopefully they get a wiggle on. Oh, they're already on. Why? That's odd.
Approaching 06.
Run S7 Delta X-ray at the tower.
Go ahead.
Run S7 Delta X-ray runway 06, 7 minutes right, 2 knots, clear for that.
Clear ladder on S on Delta X-ray. Just lifting.
Tower, good evening, Lufthansa 58 ILS 06. Lufthansa 58 at the tower, hello, continue approach.
Plus 100.
Lufthansa 472, contact, correction, contact, compass control 126, decimal 3 flight.
Minimums.
126 decibel 3 for
Continue.
Lufthansa 472,
A little
bye-bye.
bit low. Odd.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Bit of a thump as we touch down, because there's a dip. Going right to the end, remember. No delay, that was pretty good. No real delay anyway. Yeah, but that guy's go. knots. Versus stowed.
Alpha Alpaca 2 Foxtrot Kilo behind you, right.
And you're braking.
Sorry, 310, 1 fire Alpha 1 line up from 06 behind. Behind me, line again, cross line up from 06 behind, Alpaca 2 Foxtrot Quebec. Runner 7 Delta X-ray, expedite vacate.
Expediting run SM Delta X-ray. So there's actually quite a bit of
30 remaining.
taxiway here.
Lufthansa 58, runway 06, surface and variable 2 knots, clear to land. Clear to land 06, Lufthansa 58.
Run SM Delta X-ray is vacated.
Runner 7 Delta X-ray, thanks, I'll confirm for a hold out for 17.
Hold out for 17, run SM Delta X-ray. Which is all the way along these weird little bits of delta. Of course, the airplanes come to a stop. Still don't understand why that's not playing ball.
Edinburgh Tower, good evening. Lufthansa 4 Uniform Yankee on ILS runway 06. Lufthansa 4 Uniform Yankee Edinburgh Tower, hello, reduce minimum approach speed. Using to minimum Lufthansa 4 Uniform Yankee.
I'm going to start the APU. Tons of fuel, but we're waiting a while. RSF Delta X-ray holding Alpha 17.
Right, 7 Delta X-ray, sorry, I was thinking my P's contact ground to what's my decimal 75, good evening.
No worries, thanks for the event and see you again soon, Ryan SM. Bye. Ground, good evening, Ryan SM Delta X-ray holding Alpha 17.
Ryan SM Delta X-ray, Edinburgh, hello, hold Alpha 17.
Holding. Ryan SM Delta X-ray. Stream coming in. Don't forget they've got to space them so they get aircraft out.
From your left to right, taxi stand 1 via Alpha and Echo.
Behind the passing CRJ left to right, taxi stand 1 via Alpha Echo, right, so Delta X-ray. Now I saw a 737, that looks like a CRJ. Going to stand 1 via Alpha and Echo. Okay, yep, so we're following Alpha all the way down on Echo. Okay.
Ground, good evening, Lufthansa 5 just vacated at Charlie. Lufthansa 58 ground, hello. Just hold position for the moment, I've got a couple of aircraft coming out. Hold position, Lufthansa 58.
It's going to cause a pickle if that one doesn't go down to the end. Another one for single runway ops, why it's useful to go to an end if the intersections are small. You've got
Lufthansa 58 after the CRJ passes from right to left, taxi Lima hold Lima 2. Lima and Lima 2 after the CRJ passes from left to right, Lufthansa 5. Finite 7 Delta X-ray, give way to the Lufthansa A321 passing right to left on Charlie, taxi to your stand now.
Wilco, Ryan SM Delta X-ray. Follow that guy, we'll just roll forwards. Turn off engine number 1 in a minute. So we can open those off, off, on.
Right, 43 with you, Edinburgh Tower, 118.7 enjoy flight.
Makes sense.
118.7
Get that one cleared.
for whiskey, bye bye.
Should pull his finger out. Come on, Lufty. Cross, over you go. Had at least 3 minutes, so we'll shut down engine 1. Made sense. Keeps that taxiway clear. And kept us moving as well.
Lufthansa 58 taxi stand 15 via Lima and Golf. 15 via Lima and Golf, Lufthansa 58 then. EVGA for Hotel Papa is 1010, request pushback and start up.
So we're looking to do left on Echo, which is after Alpha 13.
Easy 84 Hotel Papa Edinburgh, hello, squawk 3202.
So what did VATSIM say about that land? 200, a bit of a
Could
thump.
you repeat your last transmission for EV84 Hotel Papa?
Easy 84 Hotel Papa, squawk 3202.
There's Alpha 13, should be next left.
3202.
Stand 1, which is third from the end on the left.
Contact Edinburgh Tower 118.7 intro frame.
Over the 7118.7 there, hop 600, cheerio.
Easy 84 Hotel Papa, stand 10, push and start approved, face west.
Push and start approved, facing west for EV84 Hotel Papa.
East 576 Foxtrot, ready to push.
Easy 576 Foxtrot 727, push and start approved, face west.
Push and start approved, west, DG 576 Fox.
Big old beast with the strobes on. Thinking they may have got the wrong stand. It's jammed into the jetway, but hey, that could just be.
Admiral Ground, good evening. Lufthansa 4 units from Yankee holding at Alpha 17.
Lufthansa 4 uniform Yankee Edinburgh, hello, taxi stand 26 via Alpha, Mike and Golf.
Oh, we are quite heavy as well, aren't we? With 5 tons of fuel. Explain why we're a little bit sluggish. And on the single engine. And whilst it's not necessarily fuel saving, although there is a fuel saving, more like an engine time saving.
Stand 290 via Charlie, Lima and Golf.
Via Charlie, Lima and Golf to stand 290, ET806 Charlie.
It's not a bad rendition of Edinburgh, to be honest. Stand numbers, which always helps. Stand 1 on the left here. It is. Now with the brakes, they work. So we don't go careering into the terminal. Add a little bit of power against brake. Should be better flood lit. Really. Man, we can still just about see it. Get out and cheat, just... Hey, that's not bad, that's on the centre line. Stopping position. And quite rolled to a stop. What we would have killed 20 years ago. Might see it. Lights, reflections like this. I remember the light and the bloom in lights that never used to match, which was well, it doesn't explain.
4 units Yankee is on block, thanks for service to the reconnect to another flight to Frankfurt, so thanks for service so far. See you later, bye.
Thank you, bye bye.
And there we are, on blocks, brake sets. Now 9 minutes. So we got 2 blues. Red. Both engines off.
Ground ED806 Charlie, there's a plane in front of me in the way of 29er. Can I take 25? 06 Charlie FM.
Waiting for 20%.
Roger, I'll take 25 EGO 06 Charlie, thank you.
Beacon off. The punters out. We are not. A look at the replay because we won't be able to see anything. Like I said, 200 on the nest. Earlier it was too soft, today's a little bit too firm. That is us on blocks with literally tons of fuel left. Welcome to Edinburgh. CPU and the packs can come off.
East 576 Fox, release taxi.
8576 Foxtrot Taxi Golf Lima Alpha Hold Alpha 1.
Golf Lima Alpha and we'll hold Alpha 1, 8576
It's
Fox.
just appeared out to our left. Have a look around the traffic.
Jet 06 Charlie is on blocks. Can you pass my thanks to everyone? Superb ATC tonight. Good night. Will do, thanks very much for flying.
Easy 8 for Hotel Papa, request taxi.
Easy 84 Hotel Papa, taxi on the way Alpha 1 via Foxtrot Echo and Alpha.
Taxi to Welcome Point Alpha 1 via Foxtrot Echo and Alpha, Easy 8 for Hotel Papa.
Let's have Delta X-ray shut down. Thanks to everyone as well. Have a very happy New Year. See you again soon. Bye bye.
Thanks very much.
So, I'm just going to mute the audio for you. Have a look around and just show you just how many aeroplanes there are dotted about. One departing, somebody's just arrived, somebody arriving, holding, somebody pushing, quite a few over here. As busy as it has been, it's a bit keen. Okay, a little CRJ or something. Intersection. Everybody else is down the end waiting their turn, and it's relatively light on arrivals. Stream of 3 coming in. Hopefully they're streaming this from the blip driver's perspective, but like the other guy said, they're always very professional what they're doing. Scenery is quite nice, so it was a little bit foggy on me. It's there. He's touching down a bit deep. Better get on the brakes. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed our little trip. I do like an event like this, apart from the occasional 777 that's just in the wrong place. Hey, that may be a scenery issue. It looks like they're offset as well. Different sims, different scenery, nothing's going to be perfect. Those differences of, what is that, probably 5 meters? Something tells me they're probably a different sim as well, the way that all their lights on at the gate. Well, no, they've got strobes on. But certainly strobes on there, no strobes on that one. Will be explained. Looks like a Herc. That is a Herc. How odd. It's different. Livery? No, it's just Herc-like. Well, the RAF won't have many of those left soon. Selling them all. And you can see there's somebody else probably with X-Plane noting the positioning. The fact that the lights are all matching up. It's a shame about the realism when it is spoilt like that, but hey, it's pretty good. Especially when you've got aeroplanes lined up coming in. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully we'll be streaming again tomorrow. Don't know where yet. Any events. But 2 in 1 day was quite nice. Makes a change. Thanks for watching. Look after yourselves. Take care of yourselves. And until next time, bye for now.